Hey students, today I wanted to go through the timeline project with you and make sure you know how to change the timeline, to create your timeline, and to submit this. So this is a project that's going to be worth 66 points. And it says, in the Google drawing below, enter the events you have learned about that led to the discovery of DNA. Double-click the timeline to edit. So if we want to start editing this, it looks like a picture, but if you double click, it's actually a Google drawing. So there's different things that you're going to do, and we'll come back to this in a second. Okay, so let's read the instructions. It says there's several things that you have to have. So number one is you must list all the experiments. 5 points for each. So you're going to type in the description here what the experiment was. You must have a picture for each experiment, and that's going to be 2 points each. So you can see I have little squares for you to just place your picture right here, and right here. Okay, and make sure you have all of the pictures. You must have a brief description of all the experiments, and that's 10 points each. So after you type the name of the experiment or the person who did the experiment or people, you'll type your descriptions right here. And then the last thing that you have to have is you have to have a date for each experiment. So for the dates, that maybe have something you have to go and do a Google search for. So, but it shouldn't be very difficult for you to find. Okay, so here are all the experiments you need to list. So Griffith's experiments, Avery's experiments, and then the last one is Hershey and Chase's experiments. So when you get ready to edit, you can click here. All right, so let's say I want to put a picture here. Here's an image. So let's search for, do a Google search for Griffith's experiments. And this is a good picture because this represents what happened in his experiment. So I'm going to select that one and then hit select here. Okay, so if it gives you that error, that's okay. You can do the same Google search and you can just pick a different picture. Let's see. Let's do mice. Okay, this is another good picture. Let's see if it'll accept this format. Yeah, so here's our picture. So I'm going to make it smaller and make it roughly the same size as this. Okay, so that works. So here I'm going to type Griffith's experiments, and then I'm going to briefly describe it. Okay, so you're going to have to do that on your own. Okay, and then here we need to type a date on when Griffith's experiments happened. So I'm going to do a Google search. So Griffith's experiments took place in 1928. Now let's scroll. Let's don't take Google's word for it. Let's make sure other places confirm that date. This looks like a good website, so let's see if we can find it here. So here we go. It says in the 1920s, so I feel pretty good about 1928 now. Okay, so I'm going to type that here, 1928. Okay, so you're going to do that for each of the experiments, and you'll notice that the timeline starts here and the dates go this way. So I've already included the discovery of DNA and the actual shape of DNA here. We include Rosalind Franklin in the discovery of DNA because her image, X-ray image of DNA, is what helped Watson and Crick create the model of DNA that you can kind of see here in this picture. So I included 3 pictures. You don't have to include more than 1 picture for each one, but if it helps, you can add more than 1. It doesn't matter. Another thing that I want you to know is you can change the color of these. You don't have to keep them this color, okay? It's up to you on what color you want it to be. As long as I can read it, I don't care. You can change the shape if you want. It's completely up to you, so you can have fun with this assignment. So once you're done editing your timeline, you'll hit save and close. Now look, it looks like my timeline disappeared, but all that happened, it just moved to the next page, and that's okay. What you can do is you can move this up, this line, until it jumps back to the first page. Okay, so that's all you do for this assignment. Don't forget to click submit assignment at the top. Remember, you have to do each of these things to get all of your 66 points. Let me know if you need help, and I hope you have a good day.